This episode is brought to you by Principles. Are there limits to the U.S. government's debt growth? What will happen if the debts are not curtailed? What should policymakers or investors do? Those are urgent questions that legendary investor and New York Times bestselling author Ray Dalio addresses in his new book, How Countries Go Broke, The Big Cycle. The book comes out in June and is available for pre-order today, wherever books are sold.
Started on the diamond. The Mets finally came back down to earth in the form of a 5-3 loss at the hands of the Rangers out in Arlington, marking the end of New York's 7-game winning streak. Pete Alonso hit his 16th homer for the Mets, whose 7-game streak was their longest this season. They had won 11 of their previous 13 games. Mets starter Sean Manaea didn't allow a hit until Robbie Grossman lined a sharp single to left with one out in the 6th. Manaea had 6 strikeouts while allowing 3 runs and 2 hits. He actually walked the bases loaded in the first and then walked in a run, so that's where most of his trouble came. Up next for the Mets is a day off today before they head to Chicago for a 3-game set this weekend against the Cubs. As for the Yankees, they dropped the middle game of their 3-game set at home against Baltimore. The final score 7-6 in 10 innings. This was an exciting one. New York ace Garrett Cole was charged with 2 runs over 4+ innings in his season debut after returning from an elbow injury. He looked visibly, I don't want to say pissed off, but frustrated when Aaron Boone was coming out of the dugout to get him. He was on the hook for his first loss since August 19th last year until Giancarlo Stanton rallied the Yankees late. The slugger greeted all-star reliever Yennier Cano with a 3-run homer that pulled New York to 5-4 in the 7th and laced a 120-mile-an-hour RBI single off closer Craig Kimbrell to tie it with 1 out in the 9th. In extras, Baltimore Cedric Mullins blooped an RBI single off Clay Holmes that scored automatic runner Anthony Santander from second base with 1 out in the 10th. Mullins raced to second on the throw to the plate, then stole third and scored the go-ahead run easily when catcher Jose Trevino's toss sailed high into left field. Aaron Judge sat out with a sore left hand after x-rays and CT scan Tuesday night were negative. He remains day-to-day, but hopefully, since I'll be there, Noam, he'll be in the lineup for this afternoon series finale and rubber game against the O's.
Let's hope so.
First pitch from the stadium.
Where are you sitting?
Scheduled, section 110, I believe. I'll be wrapped right around that right field foul pole.
So if anybody wants to throw you or send you a beer,
yeah.
That's where you are.
I'll give you my exact seat and row a little bit later on. All right.
I'll be curious to hear.
First pitch from the stadium is scheduled for 4:05 with the rookie Luis Gil primed to start for New York. Finally, checking in on our Staten Island Ferry Hawks here as well. They won their 3rd straight yesterday thanks to a 6-run 3rd inning fueled by Drew Maggie's 3-run homer. Starter Christian Capuano went 7 strong innings, allowing 6 and 2 earned runs. He leads the league with 6 wins so far this year. Tonight they'll wrap out their series on Long Island against the Ducks before returning home to Staten Island for the weekend. First pitch is scheduled for 6:35 p.m. tonight. That's your Sports Gnome, and I'm Justin Alec on 77 WABC.